Man, what's up with you, family? What's up with you, socks phone? And today's gonna be rough, family. It is what it is. It's gonna be a difficult conversation, a triggering conversation, but it is what it is. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Um, man, first and foremost, while we get started, while we're letting people come on in, I'm sorry, I'm not organized. Um, one of the subscribers on the platform, he actually is a moderator, wrote this book. As far as what is it? Just um, just the different dimensions, the Akashic records and star seeds and the galactic federations and all this other stuff. Awesome book, awesome book. If you're interested in this book, put your name in the comments and just let me know you're interested in it, and we'll get your information. And man, I'm gonna go ahead and purchase five of them and send them out to some of the subscribers here. Um, that being said, man, this is gonna be rough. How to deal with positive, I'm nervous, forgive me, positive coping mechanisms when dealing with grief. Again, we're talking about positive coping mechanisms when you're dealing with grief. The trick is, I've talked so much about this year being our year as far as chosen ones and everything else. This is the year we're going into our promised land season. But what we have to understand sometimes is that in order to go into your promised land season, what's up with you, Sharon? In order to go into your promised land season, you're gonna have to let some people go. You know what I mean? And it goes back to the Bible. Again, I'm not a Christian at all. You know what I mean? But there's so many things that we can learn from the Bible if we understand it properly. And again, I'm not Christian. I'm not religious. None of that BS. You know what I mean? But there's great teachings in there if we understand it properly. Okay. Um, when you look at the children of Israel, God was taking them out of Egypt, out of slavery, out of bondage. They've been there for 400 years. He's taking them to their promised land, land flowing with milk and honey. What happened was a lot of the old folks, all of the old folks, couldn't make it into the promised land season. All of the old folks died out in the wilderness. Stay with me. What does that mean? Everybody can't make it. Everybody's not going to make it with you into your promised land season. Everybody that you're attached to, everybody that you're connected with right now is not going with you into their promised land season. I don't give a damn whether it's your wife, whether your husband, you know what I mean? Your baby mama, your baby daddy, your auntie, your mama, your daddy. Everybody can't go. Everybody ain't put in the work to go. And so what happens is you're going to have to let some people go in order to get into your promised land season. And that hurts. And that's why so many of us, we never get into our promised land. We never get everything that we're capable of having because we won't let go of these toxic ass people. We won't let go of these people that's holding us back because we love them so much. Because we're so addicted to the drama and the trauma. I can't live without my boo and what to do. And this motherfucker's dogging you the fuck out. This motherfucker's keeping you from reaching your full potential. This motherfucker's tearing you down, but you addicted to his mess. This is gonna get rough. This is gonna get rough. I promise you that. And so many of us, we have to grow up emotionally and understand, okay, wait a minute. If I want my best season, if I want the best for my life, if I want to live my best life, man, I'm gonna have to let go of some things. I'm gonna have to let go of some people, and that's gonna hurt. Just because you grow up emotionally, just because you put in the work, don't mean that you're immune to pain. It doesn't mean that you're immune to getting your heart broke. It doesn't mean that you're immune to losing friends. You're going to lose friends in this growth and development journey. You're going to lose friends and close family members. That's part of the process. I talked to you guys about Noah in the past. Noah, his family, God told him go build this ark. It's going to rain. And nobody has seen rain before. And so Noah's building this huge boat, and everybody's laughing at him. Everybody's tripping out. Why are you building this boat? What are you doing? Everybody's laughing at him. Noah says, man, this is what God told me to do. This is my purpose. This is what I'm here for. And all his family and friends, everybody. sitting there laughing at him. We're talking about positive coping mechanism when dealing with grief. Here's Noah. He builds this huge boat, brings all these animals on, and the only people that survive the flood is Noah, his wife, his two sons, and his three sons and his three daughter-in-laws. 8 people survived the flood. All of their family members died, and yet God was taking Noah into the promised land. God was saving Noah, and everybody that Noah knew, except for those other people on the boat with him, died. His mama, his daddy, his auntie, his uncles, his cousins, his brothers, his sisters, his nieces, his nephews, everybody fucking died and couldn't make it into the promised land season. God help us. In order for you to go into your promised land season, you're going to have to shake some stuff off. And you're going to have to deal with that pain. You're going to have to deal with that trauma. You're going to have to deal with that loss. And if you don't deal with it in a healthy way, you're not making it into the promised land season. If you get stuck in the negativity, if you get stuck in depression and all that other stupid ass shit, you're not going into your promised land season. You're not reaching your full potential. You're not going to live your best life. You cannot live your best life sitting around moping and whining and crying about what you lost. I know it hurts. I know losing somebody close to you is painful. I know getting your heart broke is frustrating and painful. But you've got to grow the fuck up. And man, it's part of life. Everybody loses somebody. Everybody gets their heart broken at some point in time. You're not any different from anybody else. Just because you're chosen don't mean you don't get your heart broken. Just because you're chosen don't mean that you don't get your wife taken from you or your husband taken from you. We've got to grow the fuck up. I remember 2015, the love of my life, February 2015, found out that she had breast cancer and that they could do the chemotherapy, they could do the surgery after all this radiation, they could do 2 rounds of surgery, probably another 2 rounds of radiation chemotherapy, and she'll have 6 months max to live. After all of that, that would only give her 6 months max. And it broke my heart. It fucked me up. I went into not just depression, I was mad as fuck at God. God, how can you do this? You just brought her into my life. We just been together 7.5 years. Why are you doing this to me? Out of all the people that you taken, you could have took some of these other raggedy ass nappy head low life motherfuckers who ain't doing shit. They running around hoeing and just fucking up relationships and just doing all kind of conniving shit. Why did you kill they raggedy ass? Ain't nobody gonna fucking miss them. Why did you take my fucking queen? Why did you take my queen? Out of all the people you could have taken, you could have took the fucking drug addicts who's breaking into people's houses. You could have took the fucking child molesters. You could have took the fucking rapists. You could have took the fucking murderers. So I'm angry at God. And what God had to show me is, all right, motherfucker, this is how you gonna be. That you do understand that it's all she gets is 6 months. That's 6 months that you don't have right now. Stay with me. I'm going somewhere. I'm like, what are you talking about? He said, Elijah, you don't understand. There are people that have brain aneurysms. They're here 1 minute and have a brain aneurysm and they die the next. They have a heart attack, they have a stroke, and they're gone. I'm telling you, the doctors, you got 6 months. Get your affairs in order. Do what you gonna do. Y'all got 6 months together left. And you bitching and moaning and crying and acting like a spoiled ass fucking brat because they're giving you 6 months. How many people woke up and their parent or somebody they love went into the hospital for normal surgery procedure and had an allergic reaction to the medication, had an allergic reaction to the anesthesia, and died? How many people got in a car accident and died, never had a chance to say goodbye? How many people walked down the street and got shot? Wrong place, wrong time, stray bullet, whatever the case may be. How many people had their house broken into and the person killed? People die every day. People die in car accidents every day in the United States. Multiple people die every day from car accidents. Nobody plans on getting in a fucking car accident and dying. That's somebody's loved one. That's somebody's child. That's somebody's mother. That's somebody's brother, somebody's sister, somebody's dad. They had all the plans in the world. They're on their way to work, on their way home, on their way to school, and never made it. They never got the chance to see their loved ones again. They never got the chance to see the people that they care about, to see them smile and to say, I love you and I'm sorry and please forgive. They never got the chance to get their affairs in order. And you're sitting here, Elijah, because the doctors have told you you got 6 months max. And you got all these other people that didn't get a day. And you're crying and whining and pissed the fuck off because you're getting 6 months. I get it. You planned on spending the rest of your life with her. I get it. This is the love of your life. I get it. You want to grow old with her. But everybody else had plans too. They had plans, Elijah, and they didn't get to see them come into fruition. So instead of you sitting there and whining and crying about what you lost, because you can't change it, she's gonna go. And I get it. Everybody don't die from cancer. Everybody didn't die from COVID either. And yet that doesn't change the fact that a lot of people did. Everybody don't die from a heart attack. And yet a lot of people do. I lost my best friend here in New York from a heart attack. Death is inevitable. Loss is inevitable. We've got to find healthy ways to deal with it. It's one of the things that I had to do that God showed me was we were living in the mountains in California at the time. And God told me, Elijah, go out there and start a garden. Start gardening. Elijah, go get you some animals. Go get you some pigs. Go get you a couple of sheep. Go get you some ducks and some rabbits. And I'm like, what the fuck is that got to do with my wife? How the fuck is that gonna bring my wife back? And what God had to show me is Elijah, Elijah, your wife is gone. She's gonna leave. She's gonna leave. But you've got to learn how to deal with this in a healthy manner. Because if you don't learn how to deal with this in a healthy manner, you're going to spiral out of control. You're going to become so depressed, so angry, you're going to lose it. You're going to forfeit your purpose. You're going to forfeit all the things that are in store for you because of your anger and your grief. You better learn how to fucking deal with this. So I went, never gardened before, never had those type of animals before. And so I had to learn how to take care of those animals. I had the cages, the kennels, and everything set up for them, and I had to learn how to take care of these animals. And what I learned from that was that God was putting me around life. Stay with me, I'm going somewhere. God was putting me around life. My wife was dying. She was dying. There was no getting around that. Inside the house, you could feel the pressure, her grief. Death was at the door, and I couldn't stop it. And so what God had me do was go outside, go around these little baby sheep, go around these baby pigs, go tend to these rabbits and these ducks and everything else. And what I learned from that was, man, I still got to get up no matter what's going on in the house. I still got to get up and take care of fucking business. I got to go around these pigs and feed these pigs. I got to go feed these sheep. I got to go feed these rabbits. I got to go feed the animals. I got to go tend to the garden. And so as I'm sitting there looking at the animals, the tears are running down my face because I didn't want to cry inside the house in front of my wife. So I held in all of my fears and everything else until I got outside. So I'm there and I'm watching the plants grow. What's up with you, Gary? I'm watching the animals grow and they're eating and they're just having fun, just running around. If you've ever been around pigs or raised pigs, pigs got crazy personalities. You know what I mean? They're like little baby kids. Same thing with sheep. So I'm watching these sheep running around. I'm watching these pigs running around just playing and just eating and just making a mess. You know what I mean? But they're doing what they do. And I'm sitting there and it's bringing a smile to my face. I'm broken hearted. My wife is dying. But these animals got me thinking of something else outside of her. So instead of me sitting out here in nature, being focused and fixated on death, I'm now surrounded by life. I'm surrounded by life. I'm surrounded by growth. I'm surrounded by development. And I'm watching the plants grow. I'm watching the fruit and the vegetables grow. I'm watching these pigs get big and fat. Same thing with the sheep. The rabbits are reproducing. So I'm watching these little baby rabbits. And what I learned from that, death and life are always around us. They're always around us. We have to learn to choose what we're going to be focused on. If all we're focused on is loss, if all we're focused on is death, universe says, hey, I got you. The law of attraction says, hey, that's where your attention goes. That's what your focus is on. That's what you're gonna fucking manifest more of. Understand this. We gotta grow the fuck up emotionally. Whatever you focus on, you're telling the universe you want more of that. So if you're focused on loss, the universe says, yeah, that's the vibration you're on. That's what I'm gonna give you. I'm going to give you more loss. I'm going to give you more reasons to be depressed and angry and frustrated and sad and suicidal and blah, 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 because that's your focus. You focus on life. You focus on growth and development. If you focus on purpose, universe is, hey, that's where your attention is. That's your focus. That's your vibration. I'm going to give you more of that. If you focus on beauty, if you focus on love, I'm going to give you more of that. I'm going to give you more reasons, more opportunities to feel alive. I'm going to give you more reasons, more opportunities for growth and development, to be able to appreciate the beauty in the world. This is why so many of us, we say we're grown, we say we're woke, we say we're deep, we say we're spiritual, and yet we get so caught up in what's going on in the fucking world. And all we get caught up on, our energy, our vibration, is all this negative, toxic shit. We get caught up in death. We get caught up in loss. We get caught up in lack. That's our fucking vibration. And then we wonder why all that's around us is decaying. All that's around us is crumbling down around us. All that's around us is pain and suffering and loss. That's not true, but that's our focus. So that's all we see. That's all we see. It's the pain, it's the suffering, it's the loss. Yes, death is always around us. It's always around us. But so is life. So is beauty. So is love. So is abundance. It's the yin yang. But we get caught up in the darkness. We get caught up in the lack. And so we spend 6 months, 8 months, a year, and some of us the rest of our life in that toxic way, in that toxic frequency, carrying the losses, eyelashes, my carrying the loss. We get so caught up, so overwhelmed with the loss, the lack, that the great majority of us will spend the rest of our life carrying that pain, carrying that trauma, carrying that loss. And there's a lot of sayings, everybody got all these sayings, quote unquote, supposed to be deep sayings. Time heals all. That's bullshit. Time does not heal all. You do not heal from fucking time. You got to grow the fuck up. If you heal from time, then everybody carrying their fucking trauma and drama and bullshit from their fucking childhood would have left that shit and would have healed and been cool by now by the time they got in their 30s and 40s and 50s. So time does not heal. The only thing that heals is you growing the fuck up emotionally and spiritually and learning how to change your fucking perspective. That's the only thing that's gonna fucking heal you. You could go to church, you could shout, speak in tongues, run around, be laid out in the spirit, do all that stuff all you want to, and still carry the pain and the trauma from being molested as a kid, still carry the pain and trauma from being raped and violated and abandoned and rejected and cheated on by your spouse. Because that doesn't save you. That doesn't change your perspective. You can love Jesus all you want to. That's not going to make you grow the fuck up emotionally. That's not going to heal you from the trauma and the bullshit you went through. We gotta grow up. We gotta learn how to change our fucking perspective. You cannot change your vibration until you change your fucking perspective. You cannot raise your vibration until you change your fucking perspective. You can have all the fucking crystals you want. You can sage your house 15 times a day. That's not gonna raise your fucking vibration. We gotta grow up. And the only way to grow up is that you got to deal with the shit you're dealing with, but you got to learn to change your perspective of what you're dealing with. That's it. That's it. That's the only way to heal. That's the only way you're going to heal. And that's hard because you got all these people talking about, oh, just go to the gym and just go do this, just get you another relationship and blah. None of that shit is going to change the fact that you're still carrying that fucking trauma. None of that shit is going to help you grow the fuck up emotionally, spiritually. You could jump in another relationship after the death or the loss of the one you just had. And you could carry that same pain and trauma and bullshit into the next relationship. And the one after that, and the one after that, and the one after that, and the one after that. And that's what we do because we never grow the fuck up emotionally. We never fucking heal from the shit that's caused us pain and suffering. So come on, healthy coping mechanisms. Healthy coping mechanisms. Man, you could do yoga all you want to. You could bodybuild all you want to. And I'm not against yoga. I enjoy yoga. I enjoy working out. You could go running all you want to. You could sit there and pray and meditate all you want to. I love meditating, but that's not gonna change your fucking perspective. That's not gonna raise your fucking frequency. That's not gonna raise your fucking vibration. That's not gonna eliminate the fucking pain and trauma you're dealing with or you're carrying. And so we gotta grow up. We gotta understand that, man. In order for me to heal, in order for me to heal, I gotta understand the problem. Junior, it's a great question. I used to be a counselor in prison, dealing with a lot of drug addicts. And one thing that I learned about a lot of drug addicts in period, in general, the 12 steps are great with helping you understand, man, I got to do something different. I got to change my life. That's great. But what most drug addicts do, and people that have gone off of drugs, they still have that addictive personality. And so all they do is change the drugs to something else. They trade in the drugs as a destructive, but they haven't really fixed anything because they still got that. How can I say this? They still got all the trauma. They still got all the pain. And so they jump in relationships because, again, they're on the same frequency. And so they jump in these codependent relationships. I'm fucked up, you fucked up, let's get together and, man, we're going to change the world. And no, the fuck you not. You got to change you. You got to change you. And you change you by changing your perspective. Understand why you had the perspective that you had. Understand, okay, that perspective isn't healthy. I got to do something different. I got to see life different. Yes, I was molested. Yes, I was abandoned by my daddy. Yes, my mama beat me and did. Yes, all this shit happened. And I can't change that. I can't change that. But again, if all I think about, if all I focus on is negative, toxic shit, then the universe, again, because the law of attraction don't speak fucking English. The law of attraction don't speak fucking Spanish or whatever other language there is in the world. The law of attraction speaks energy. It speaks vibration. It don't give a damn what your financial status is. It don't give a damn what your education status is. It don't give a damn how great your family is. Law of attraction says if this is what you're focused on, if this is what you're fixated on, I'm gonna give you more reasons to feel this way. I'm gonna give you more reasons to stay on this toxic ass fucking vibration because this is where you want to be at. This is where you want to be. This is where you choose to be. And since this is where you choose to be, your whole life is gonna be like this until you grow the fuck up emotionally and change your fucking vibration by changing your fucking thought process or your perspective. And that's so hard to hear. That's so hard to accept. One of the things that we have to come to grips with is that, again, I've gone to school for psychology. When you look at the world in which we live in, there's money to be made off of broken people. If you're depressed, if you're frustrated, your vibration's low, and all this other negative toxic stuff, you wouldn't believe how much money the pharmaceutical companies, the billions of dollars that they make every year off the medication that's being prescribed to you. Because there's money and wealth to be made off of broken and damaged people. There's money to be made off of toxic ass fucking people. So the reality, they don't want you healed. They don't want you on a high vibration because when you're in a high vibration, you don't fucking need them. Ain't shit they could do for you. When you on a high vibration, you don't need to go to the fucking doctors. When you on a high vibration, man, you're not popping fucking pills, drinking all this stupid alcohol, getting drunk, smoking, and doing all this stupid toxic ass shit. You're not out just wasting fucking money. You gotta grow up. So many are making so much money off of your brokenness, off of your toxic thinking. You look at all these people that live in the fucking hood. Talking about proper coping mechanisms. You look at all these poor people that live in the fucking hood. These women are walking around with 300, 400, 500, $1,000, $1,500 purses and all this other, but they're fucking broke, living in the fucking hood. But everybody got fucking Louis Vuitton. Everybody got these big expensive shit. Everybody got these big ass fucking eyelashes, $400, $500 wigs, multiple fucking wigs. But they live in the fucking hood because their mentality is broken. So you got all these people out there trying to flex and floss it. Look at me, I'm doing good. And look at my car, and look at this, and look at this bag, and look at my new shoes. And all this superficial shit comes from being fucking broken. Because the truth is, you really can't afford it. But you need to buy that shit because you want people to look at you as being better than what you really are. You need the acceptance. You need the fucking validation from all these other people. And all that shit does is make you feel good for the moment. It don't heal you from shit. It don't change shit about your life. It just temporarily makes you feel good. It temporarily makes you feel like you're fucking success. Again, I live in New York and I talk to so many people that have these cars and they're paying $500, $600 payments. And then you add on another $200, $300 for insurance. And they're trying to understand why they're so fucking broke and they're depressed and frustrated and all this other toxic, low vibrating shit. But then they get pissed when I ask, what the fuck you buy that car for? You don't need a fucking car. You got a subway system take you where the fuck you want to go. And yes, when you want to get suited and booted and go out for a nice meal, man, that's what fucking Uber's for. Lyft or whatever. But you spend $600 to $700 a month on a fucking car trying to show that you're fucking successful. And then you go to work every fucking day and you're frustrated, especially when it comes payday time, because you can't enjoy payday. Because payday time, you ain't getting paid. All them fucking bill collectors get paid. So you walk around with all this fucking grief and frustration because you can't enjoy your fucking life. Because your lifestyle is unhealthy. Your thought process, your perspective on life is damaged. But you fucking grown. You think you got everything known. Can't nobody tell you shit. So you go to work just to pay the fucking bills. What's up with you, Chanel? You go to work to pay the fucking bills. And that's the only reason why you go to fucking work. Most of us don't even like the fucking job we have. But we gotta pay rent. We gotta pay for the shit we want. We gotta pay for our fucking toxic lifestyle. And so we go out there and we buy these big ass fucking bottles. And I can't drink nothing unless it's Henny. That's Tennessee for some of y'all. And so you buy these big ass fucking bottles of Hennessy to get fucking drunk, and that's the only shit you can drink because that's a fucking status for you. And we don't understand how our behavior is detrimental to our growth and development. We don't understand how our behavior is counterproductive to us living our best life because we have to grow the fuck up and learn how to change our perspective. And learn to change our perspective. How do we change the culture? You got to change you. And I don't mean to be harsh, but fuck the culture. Fuck the culture. We get so caught up in the culture and everything else. We gotta fix us. The culture is gonna be what the fucking culture is. People gonna do what the fuck people do. We can't change that. All we can do is be who we are. All we can do is be a beacon of hope, a beacon of light, a beacon of love. The culture don't give a fuck about us because we're fucking weird to the culture. The culture says we're fucking lames. The culture says we're fucking squares. We're busters. We're fucking weirdos. Because the culture swears the culture's fucking woke. The culture swears the culture know what time it is. And we're the ones that's fucking clueless, according to the culture. And so the culture don't understand how come we're not trying to live like them and do the stupid ignorant ass shit that they do. How come we're not going out popping bottles every fucking weekend? How come we're not spending stupid ass money on stupid ass shit we don't fucking need? How come we don't dress like them? That's the culture. That's the culture we live in. And the problem for so many of us, we're trying to fit in with the fucking culture. We want to be accepted by the fucking culture. When we didn't come here to fit in with the raggedy ass fucking culture. We came here to show the culture a better way. For those people that want to grow the fuck up, that's tired of the bullshit. Everybody ain't tired of the bullshit. It's a whole lot of ignorant ass motherfuckers that like the way they live. They think the shit is lit until it's down. I'm not here to judge anyone. I'm here saying that we have to change. Fuck trying to change anything else. We have to change. We have to grow the fuck up. Let the dead bury the dead. Let the fucking zombies be fucking zombies. We have to change. We have to raise our vibration. When you look at the life of Buddha, you look at the life of Jesus. Jesus didn't change the culture. Them motherfuckers killed him. After all the fucking miracles he did, they chose a fucking murderer over him. Catch that. They had a choice. Set Jesus free, this guy who was a role model, this guy who did all these miracles, this guy who was giving these great teachings, this guy who was trying to help people grow the fuck up emotionally and spiritually. They didn't want him free. They chose the fucking murderer. They condemned Jesus to fucking death because he wasn't like them. They chose to set a murderer free. The culture don't give a fuck about you. The culture don't give a fuck about you. And it is what it is. We didn't come here to fit in with the fucking culture. We just came here to heal our shit and let our light shine. And those people that want to grow up, those people that want to heal, man, they'll see our light, they'll recognize our light, and they'll ask us questions. And okay, how do we do this? How do I do this? And that's how their life would change. But everybody didn't come here to grow the fuck up. Everybody didn't come here to be a beacon of hope, a beacon of love, a beacon of light. And it is what it is. Everybody ain't going into the promised land. Everybody can't go into the promised land. Everybody don't want to go into the promised land. So you got to figure out, okay, what toxic thoughts, what toxic things am I holding on to that's keeping me on this low vibration, that's keeping me depressed, that's keeping me feeling like I'm less than, that's keeping me feeling like I can't live my best life, that's keeping me feeling like I'm lonely and nobody's gonna love me. That's a vibration. It's a toxic ass fucking vibration. And so, for those of us here that are real about this, for those of us that are serious about our growth and development, and understand growth and development is like a cliche now. Everybody's talking about growth and development. Everybody's talking about spirituality. And the great majority of people talking about this stuff don't know what the fuck they talking about. But it is what it is. It's okay. That's their life. That's their life. That's their journey. That's their business. Our business as true chosen ones, our business as true light workers, our business as true stars, as true healers, is to fix us. Fix us. Raise our vibration. You got to learn to raise your vibration. Understand, negative thoughts are going to come. No matter how much work you put in, no matter how long you've done this, negative thoughts are going to come to you. Just because the thoughts come to you, don't mean you have to dwell on them. You can't stop the thoughts from coming. You cannot stop all the negative thoughts from coming to you. That's impossible. And if that's your focus, you're going to remain frustrated because you're not going to stop the thoughts from coming to you, no matter how much you meditate, no matter how much you pray, no matter how much you sing, no matter how much crystals you have, no matter how much you spend time in nature. You're not going to stop the negative thoughts from coming to you. You got to grow the fuck up emotionally. You got to grow the fuck up spiritually and understand, why are these thoughts coming to me after I put in all this work? Oh, thank you, Most High. In the past, when these negative thoughts came to me, I would spiral out of control. In the past, when these lonely thoughts came to me, I would be out at the fucking club calling somebody on my phone and hitting somebody up for a fucking booty call. Why? Because I didn't want to be alone. Now, when these thoughts come, I can sit there and say, okay, I understand why these thoughts are here. It's not because I'm fucking lonely. These thoughts are here to show me how much I've grown, to show me how much I've changed. Because in the past, I've been booty call time, and it is what it is. In the past, I've been out at the fucking club looking for some ass. I would have been with toxic ass people and not giving a fuck because my loneliness was all that mattered. And I didn't give a fuck about you. Spirituality, your growth and development, what you had going on. The reality, I got loneliness issues and I got abandonment. And so I got to fix that. I got to change that. And so what I'm going to do with that is I'm going to go out and find somebody to fuck. I'm going to go out and find somebody to hook up with. And that's all that matters because I got to get rid of this loneliness. When you start healing and growing up and understand, man, I get two fucks about that shit. Man, I'm not out there running around chasing no fucking ass. Why? Because I understand my peace. My joy is far more important than what any of these toxic ass fucking women can do for me. Real shit. I'm not sacrificing my peace and my joy for some bullshit. The negative thoughts come to you for to show you how much you've grown. The negative thoughts also come to show you what you need to fix, what you need to focus on, what you need to heal, to show you where you're at. We got to understand this. The negative thoughts come to show you where you're at in your growth and development. You've either passed some tests, you've either advanced, or you got work to do. A lot of work to do. And so we got to learn to be able to see it for what it is. You got to be able to sit back and say, okay, man, I got to grow the fuck up emotionally and spiritually so that I could get some fucking discernment. So that I can understand what the Most High, what God, universe, source is trying to tell me about these thoughts that are coming to me. Just because the thoughts come to you to slap the shit out of somebody, don't mean that you should slap the shit out of somebody. See, in the past, thoughts coming to me to go slap the shit out this motherfucker. I went and slap the shit out the motherfucker. But as you begin to grow the fuck up emotion, you understand, man, I can't react to every fucking thought comes to me. I can't do this shit just because it popped in my fucking head. I'm not chasing this ass. I'm not hooking up with this girl just because she fucking look good. Because that's the first thought that popped in my head. I'm not going to spend money on this stupid ass shit because it popped in my fucking head. We got to grow the fuck up emotionally. You got to understand that growth and development, it's not easy. It's not easy at all. And that's why the great majority of people ain't trying to do it. That's why the great majority of people want to stay stuck in the fucking matrix because they're comfortable. It's normal. It's all they fucking know. It's all they know. And instead of putting in the work to raise their vibration by changing their fucking perspective, they'll stay there in that toxic ass bullshit their entire fucking life. You got grown ass, quote unquote, grown ass men, not men, grown ass dudes in their 50s and 60s walk around with their pants hanging down their fucking ass. You got grown ass dudes hanging out on the fucking corner, throwing fucking dice. Grown ass fucking dudes hanging out on the fucking corner with a fucking bottle, chasing ass. Because they have not grown the fuck up emotionally. They have not learned to change their fucking perspective. Yes, life is challenging. Life can be very difficult, but we have to grow the fuck up. We have to grow up. I watched this movie the other day. And if you haven't seen it, you can check out this movie, Mufasa. It's on Disney, Mufasa. And I've always liked The Lion King and Mufasa, the movie story of Simba's dad. The beginning of it, how it all started for Mufasa, how it all started for Scar. And the truth is, Mufasa, a flood comes and he's taken away from his family, taken away from his mom, his dad, his land. He's completely lost as a little cub. And I tripped out when I watched this movie. It's like, that's our journey. This movie, Mufasa, is our journey. That's our story. So Mufasa is stripped from his real family and he's carried downstream. And this other little cub sees him, sees the alligator getting ready to come get him, reaches in, pulls him out. And the other cub mother has compassion for Mufasa. She knows he's lost. She knows he's lost his parents. She knows he's a stranger in a strange land. So she takes him in and she protects him. She protects him against the king who wants to kill him. She protects him. He grows up and he doesn't know where home is. He doesn't know who he is. He doesn't know what his purpose is. And so he's just trying to fit in with this other tribe. That ain't really his tribe. That's what we've done as chosen ones, as star seeds, as light workers, as healers. We came into this world, and many of us were born into families that ain't really our fucking tribe. We're strangers in a strange fucking land. We're unwanted by motherfuckers that don't give a fuck about us, that want to keep us dumbed down, that want to keep us from reaching our full potential, that want to keep us from finding our true tribe, that want to keep us stuck up under their programming. So, as light workers, as star seeds, we have to grow the fuck up. And we have to understand, hold on, wait a minute. I didn't come here for this bullshit. I didn't come here to fit in with these raggedy ass, toxic ass motherfuckers. I didn't come here just to throw some fucking dice. I didn't come here just to be slanging some fucking cards. I didn't come here just to be fucking hoeing around. I didn't come here to be trying to impress motherfuckers that don't give a fuck about me. I didn't come here to be them. But that's all I know. That's all any of us fucking know. And so our growth and development is, man, I don't fit in here. This is not home to me. This is not my real fucking tribe. This ain't my real fucking family. I got to grow up. I have to grow up. The trick is, we go through stuff in life that either fucks us up or pushes us further along in our growth and development. We go through things that scar us for life, or it helps us grow. and blossom into all we're capable of being. Told you a story about my wife getting breast cancer. My wife lived more than 6 months. She lived 10 months. She still passed away to breast cancer. And it was sad. I was brokenhearted. Truth be told, I wanted to die. And I tried to die. I tried to commit suicide because I was brokenhearted. Listen, but it wasn't my time. Went to China, spread her ashes all over China. And while in China, I learned my purpose. In China, I understood why I was here. I just lost my queen. I'm alone, but I found my purpose. And so I started walking in my purpose. In the beginning, I wouldn't walk and I was just crawling because I didn't know how to walk in my purpose. I had to crawl before I began to walk. Pain, suffering comes to every one of us. The question is, how are you going to respond to it? How are you going to respond to it? Talking about healthy coping mechanisms while dealing with pain and suffering, while dealing with grief. You're going to lose loved ones. You're going to lose opportunities. Now, how do you respond? That's the ultimate question. Go back to this movie, Mufasa. So they meet this female lion named Nala. The other lion loved Nala, wanted Nala. Nala wasn't interested in him like that. Nala liked Mufasa. Mufasa was trying to hook Nala up with the other lion. He did everything he could to try to hook the female lion up with the lion that saved his life. But that wasn't his purpose. That wasn't Nala's purpose. And so they realized that, man, we have this attraction. They realized they had this connection. They realized they had this tie, this bond between the two of them. And when they came to acknowledge it and accept it for what it was, they realized, man, I love you. I'm yours. You're mine. The other lion saw that and was brokenhearted. He saw that and was devastated. And he felt betrayed. He was angry as fuck at Mufasa. He wanted some get back. So he went to this other tribe and tried to get them, conspired with them to have Mufasa killed out of his brokenness, out of his broken heart, out of his pain and suffering. He went down the path of anger, of revenge. The question is, how are you going to respond to your loss? Loss is inevitable. It's a part of life. But how are you going to respond to somebody you love dying? How are you going to respond to losing the love of your life? How are you going to respond to being betrayed? How are you going to respond to having a broken heart? Choices. What choices are you going to make? How are you going to view that situation? How are you going to handle that situation? I've shared this many times here on this platform. In 22, I moved to New York and hooked up with this young lady. 23, I was abandoned and rejected and, man, conspired against and all kind of other stupid shit. And I was angry and hurt and frustrated, just like Scar. So, but I had to sit there because the cops came and picked me up. And so I'm locked up in a cell. True shit. Locked up in a cell, March 18th, 23, in the Bronx. And I'm dealing with my anger. I'm dealing with my frustration. I'm mad as fuck. I don't understand what the fuck just happened. I don't understand why this shit just happened. I want some fucking revenge. But I'm sitting there in the cell. And the universe is dealing with me. God, Most High, is dealing with me. Elijah, you're going to have to let go of the shit. Elijah, I understand you're mad as fuck. I understand you're hurt. I understand you've been betrayed. I understand you feel like you've been lied on and all the other shit that's happening to you. But you're going to have to let this shit go. You got to let this shit go. If you don't let it go, it's going to crush you. If you don't let this shit go, it's going to be to your fucking demise. I get it. You've lost everything. I get it. You moved to this fucking city just because of her. You don't know anybody else, just her. But if you don't get your fucking shit together, you're gonna fucking forfeit your future. You're gonna forfeit everything you're capable of having. You're gonna forfeit every trip you're capable of going on. You're gonna forfeit all the joy and peace and happiness you're gonna be able to attain in life. You're gonna forfeit all that you're able to accomplish in life. You're gonna forfeit going into your promised land season. You're going to forfeit living your best life if you don't let this shit go. If you don't let this go, it's gonna fucking destroy you. The choice is yours. The choice is always yours. You can't control life. You can't control what other people do. You can't control what happens to other people. All you have control over is how you respond to whatever happens. That's all you can control is your response. Is your response. And so as I sat there, I began releasing the pain and the anger that I had towards her. I was brokenhearted. I was homeless. I was embarrassed. But I had to let it all go. I had to let it go. And it was hard. It was hard. But I made up my mind that I wasn't going to allow that to destroy me. I made up, I wasn't going to allow that to stop me from reaching my full potential. I wasn't going to allow that to keep me from walking into my promised land season. I wasn't going to allow this to keep me from becoming a beacon of love. So many of us, when we get our hearts broken, so many of us, when we lose the love of our life, we become so callous and hardened till we get this mentality of fuck love. I'm never getting hurt again. I'm cool on love. Love don't live here anymore. And we say that stupid ass shit, not understanding that we are fucking love. At our fucking core, we are love. But we become so bitter, so angry, so toxic. We push love to the side. We block love off. We cover the love within us. And all we're left with is the darkness, the anger, the resentment, the animosity, the hatred, the unforgiveness. And because we get on that frequency, because we get on that vibration, we can no longer see the true beauty in life because our eyes are fixated on pain and suffering. We're in a vibration of pain and suffering. We're in a vibration of trauma. And so that's all we see. That's all we experience because that's the vibration that we dwell on, not understanding that we could change our perspective, make different choices to raise our vibration to that of love, joy, peace, beauty, forgiveness, gratitude. See, so many of us, when we get hurt and we lose people, lose things, we sit like, what the fuck I got to be grateful for? And shit ain't happening for me like I wanted to. And this motherfucker got this and that. All this jealousy and all this other stupid, toxic shit comes in. And I've said this so many times on this platform. Gratitude is the cheat code for life. Gratitude. But you can't be grateful being on a low vibration. You can't be grateful walking around and being consumed with hurt and pain and suffering and lack. We got to grow the fuck up emotionally. We got to learn to take that power over our life. We got to learn to control our emotions instead of allowing our emotions to control us. And because we allow our emotions to control us, we spiral out of control. We spiral down the rabbit hole of pity, of sorrow, of frustration, of depression. And then once we get there, it leads to anger, jealousy, animosity, bitterness, hatred, and so many other toxic shit. So if you've gotten there, you just dug yourself a deeper hole that you got to now climb out of to get back on the right vibration, to get back on the right frequency. It's not impossible. I've done it many times. I've done it. I've lived it. Others have lived it. It hurts. It's confusing at first. It's frustrating at first. But if we don't catch our emotions, it's going to take us down a hole that we don't really want to go down. And it is what it is. So many of us forfeit what we're able to have in life, all the beautiful things we're able to accomplish. I talk about the places that I've gone since that time frame. Again, this happened March 18th of 22. September of 22. Excuse me, March 18th of 23. September 23, I was in Egypt on a 9-day vacation. This is after being homeless, after being abandoned and rejected, after sleeping on a fucking train because I didn't have no fucking place to call home because I lost every fucking thing. Man, I just went on an 11-day trip to Bali, to Singapore, to Thailand. This is not flexing or none of that stupid shit. Man, I'm telling you what's possible when you get on the right vibration. So many of us live beneath our means because we're in that toxic frequency. We have that lack mentality. We have unforgiveness. We're not fucking grateful. We're angry and jealous and bitter and all this other toxic shit. And we wonder why we ain't got no fucking peace. We wonder why we ain't got no fucking joy. We wonder why we can't live the best life possible. We wonder why we grow old way before our fucking time. So many of us, I'm 55 years old. So many people, man, they're in their 20s and 30s and they look a hell of a lot older than us. Why? Because of the weight of the world, the weight of the negativity and the toxic life they've lived, the weight of that low vibration fucking mentality has fucking aged them. Just because you go through stuff don't mean that you have to live like you've gone through stuff. Just because you've gone and experienced a lot of shit, negative, toxic shit in life, don't mean you gotta look like it. Don't mean you gotta live like it. We gotta grow the fuck up. What's on the inside? The peace, the joy, the abundance, the wisdom, the gratitude should be manifested externally. It should be manifested in your life. But what's manifested in the great majority of our lives is hopelessness, powerless. We don't feel as though we have the power to change shit. So we're frustrated, we're depressed, and it's manifested in our life externally. It is what it is. We've got to grow up. You have to change your perspective, and that's going to be hard. That's going to be challenging, but I promise it's worth it. Living a toxic ass fucking life is hard. Living an ungrateful fucking life is hard. Living a depression, suicidal life is fucking hard. Living in fucking lack is hard. That shit's a fucking struggle. And you know how the struggle is real. So logic says, if that's so fucking hard, if that's a struggle that I'm sick and tired of, then why do I keep doing stupid, ignorant ass shit that keeps me there? That keeps me living like that. If that struggle is killing me, if that struggle is draining the life and essence out of me, why the fuck do I want to reside there? Why won't I let that shit go? That's not giving me any peace. That's not making me happy. I don't have any joy living like that. I can't live the life I want like that. So why do we keep holding on to that? That's fucking insane. That's fucking crazy as fuck. We gotta grow up. Yeah. This year is gonna be a great year for a lot of people. The question is it gonna be great for you? And regardless of what happens, it's all in your perspective. It's all in your perspective. It's all how you see it. You could go down that rabbit hole of negativity if you want to. That's not the life that I choose to live. That's not the life that I do live. I don't believe in lack. I don't believe in being ungrateful. I don't believe in being jealous and bitter and angry and all that other stupid ass shit. To each their own. Everybody's entitled to live however they want to. But for me, but for those of us that say we're starseeds and chosen ones and light workers and healers, we can't keep living like that. That's not why we came here. We get so caught up in wanting to change the world. We get so caught up in wanting the world to be a better place. No, motherfucker, you become a better person. How about that? See, we don't want that responsibility. We don't want to be accountable for our fucking life. We just want the world to be better. We just want the world to be more loving. We just want the world to be more peaceful. How can you expect the world to be more peaceful when you're not peaceful? How can you expect the world to be more loving, more accepting, when that's not how you live? When that's not your perspective of life? We got to be the hope. We got to be the light of the world. The world is dark. When I say the world, I'm talking about humanity. It's dark. When you look at the world, it's like, man, ain't no fucking hope for these motherfuckers. You know what I mean? There ain't no fucking hope. When you look at what the fuck is going on, When you get on that fucking frequency and that fucking vibration, there's no fucking hope. There's no way of changing this shit. But for those of us that have put in the work, for those of us that are willing to put in the work, like that's bullshit. There is hope. There is hope. And we change people's lives every day. We're a beacon of love, a beacon of light in a darkened world, in a confused world. And for those people that want to grow, for those people that are sick and tired of being sick and tired, they're just looking for a glimmer of light. They're just looking for a way out of the fucking hellhole they're in. And then they run across somebody like us who has put in the work, who is putting in the work. And they're like, I resonate with this. This is what I'm talking about. This is how I want to live. This is what I need to hear. This is what's helping me. This is what's going to help me grow the fuck up. This is what's going to help me change my fucking perspective. This is what's going to help me be all that I'm capable of being. Family, I thank you for being with me. I thank you for rocking out with me. And we have to grow up. We have to grow up. I hope and pray that I said something to encourage you, to inspire you, or to even challenge your way of thinking. You can have the life of your dreams, or you can continue on the path of life of misery and frustration and drama and chaos. The choice is yours. It's yours. It's always been yours. And it's not about how much money you have. Money don't make you happy. Money can give you peace. Money can give you joy. So a whole lot of motherfuckers that got money and they're fucking suicidal. Whole lot of motherfuckers had money and have committed suicide. Whole lot of motherfuckers got money and they're depressed as fuck. And they're still toxic as fuck. Sean Combs is the perfect fucking example of somebody with billions of dollars, power galore, and all this other shit at his fucking disposal. And look at where his ass is at. There's a whole lot of other people that should be right there with him. They got all the money. They can go anywhere they fucking want. They can live any way they want to. But they chose to live on that toxic fucking vibration. Money does not raise your vibration. Money cannot raise your fucking vibration. Stop chasing fucking money. We gotta grow up. We gotta grow up. It's people with all that money and they wish they had the joy and the peace that we have. Catch that. You sitting here talking about you frustrated and lonely and mad because you ain't got nobody in your life and you lonely and blah blah blah. And there's people that are married and they're miserable as fuck. They hate each other. They wish they were single like you. And here it is, you're moaning and crying and acting a fucking fool because you want to be married, because you want to be pulled up, because you think having somebody in your life is gonna make your life better. We gotta grow the fuck up emotionally. We gotta learn to change our fucking perspective. It's a whole lot of people that are quote unquote married, and the spouse is plotting on the husband, and the husband is plotting on the wife. That's real shit. It's a whole lot of people that got boyfriends and girlfriends, and the boyfriend is trying to kill the girlfriend, and the girlfriend is trying to kill the boyfriend. We got to grow up emotionally. We got to learn to be grateful for where we're at. Wherever you're at in life, with whatever you have in life, gratitude is the cheat code for life. You cannot have peace and joy without having gratitude. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys for rocking out with me. Happy healing. Peace.